Imagine a flock of sheep peacefully grazing in a meadow, the very picture of idyllic farm life. Now, imagine one of those sheep spontaneously combusting, its innards bursting forth in a shower of gore and wool. That's not the start of a bad joke. It's a bizarre reality that puzzled farmers and scientists alike. Our story takes us to the rolling hills and vast ranches of the American West, a place where livestock outnumber people and the silence is broken only by the bleating of sheep and the occasional howl of a coyote. It's here, in this serene setting, that something truly strange occurred. We're not talking about a few sheep mysteriously dropping dead. We're talking about explosions, full-blown detonations that left behind a gruesome scene and a whole lot of questions. What could possibly cause a sheep, a creature known for its gentle nature and propensity for following the herd, to explode? The year was 1988. The place Idaho, a state known for its potatoes, its rugged beauty, and as it would soon be known, its exploding sheep. It was a chilly spring, the kind that makes you want to pull on an extra sweater and sip hot coffee while watching the sunrise over the snow-capped mountains. But for the ranchers of Idaho, this particular spring brought with it a chilling mystery. It started subtly, with whispers of sheep found dead in the fields, their bodies strangely bloated and disfigured. At first, it was dismissed as an unfortunate but not uncommon occurrence in the harsh realities of farm life. Predators, disease, or even lightning strikes could explain away a few sheep fatalities. However, as the weeks went by and the body count rose, a sense of unease settled over the rural communities of Idaho. The deaths weren't random or isolated. They seemed to be concentrated in certain areas, and the condition of the carcasses was unsettling to say the least. Word spread like wildfire through the small towns and isolated ranches of Idaho. Strange tales were spun around flickering gas station coffee pots and over barbed wire fences. Some whispered about government experiments gone wrong, secret weapons tests, or even alien abductions gone awry. Others, more pragmatically, blamed it on a new strain of disease, a particularly potent batch of poisonous plants, or even a rogue mountain lion with a taste for explosive carnage. Theories, both plausible and outlandish, swirled through the air like tumbleweeds in a high wind. The local newspapers, starved for any news more exciting than the annual bake-off or the high school football game, latched onto the story with gusto. Headlines screamed about exploding sheep and mysterious livestock deaths. The lack of a clear explanation only fueled the rumor mill. Some folks pointed fingers at the nearby Idaho National Engineering Laboratory, a sprawling government facility known for its nuclear research. Had there been some kind of radiation leak? Were the sheep victims of a top-secret experiment gone wrong? Others looked to the skies, speculating about meteorites carrying strange and deadly substances. After all, Idaho was no stranger to extraterrestrial visitors, or at least their remnants. The state boasted a thriving UFO tourism industry with roadside attractions dedicated to all things alien. Even the possibility of sabotage wasn't off the table. Ranchers, after all, were known for their fierce independence and occasional feuds. Could a disgruntled neighbor be behind the sheep deaths, seeking revenge for a stolen water right or a wandering herd? Section 5. A breakthrough. The telltale signs of bloat. While the speculation ran rampant, scientists and veterinarians were working diligently to find a rational explanation. They examined the carcasses, collected soil and water samples, and conducted countless tests, hoping to pinpoint the cause of these unusual deaths. Finally, after weeks of investigation, a breakthrough came. The telltale signs pointed not to alien invaders or government conspiracies, but to something much more mundane, yet equally bizarre: bloat. But this wasn't just any bloat. This was bloat on an epic scale, the kind that could turn a docile sheep into a woolly time bomb. The key, it seemed, lay in the digestive system of these unfortunate animals. Section 6. The science of explosion, methane, bacteria, and a spark. To understand how a sheep could possibly explode, one must delve into the fascinating, if somewhat malodorous, world of ruminant digestion. Sheep, like cows and goats, are ruminants, meaning they possess a four-chambered stomach that allows them to digest tough, fibrous plant matter. Within the rumen, the largest of these chambers, a complex ecosystem of bacteria breaks down cellulose, a process that produces a significant amount of methane gas as a byproduct. Normally, this methane is released through belching, a familiar sound to anyone who's spent time around cattle. However, under certain conditions, this gas can build up in the rumen to dangerous levels, creating a condition known as bloat. Bloat itself is a relatively common ailment in sheep, often caused by a change in diet or the consumption of certain types of legumes that can interfere with gas expulsion. But what turned these particular cases of bloat deadly was the presence of a spark. The exact source of the spark remains a subject of debate, but some speculate that it could have been caused by static electricity generated by the sheep's wool rubbing together, or perhaps a spark from a nearby electric fence. Whatever the source, the result was the same: a spark igniting the highly flammable methane gas trapped in the sheep's rumen, leading to a rather spectacular and messy explosion. Section 7. The aftermath, counting sheep and assessing the damage. The revelation that the exploding sheep were victims of their own digestive processes brought a strange mix of relief and disbelief. On the one hand, the mystery had been solved, and the threat of extraterrestrial attacks or rogue government agents was laid to rest. On the other hand, the idea that a sheep could spontaneously combust due to a buildup of methane gas seemed almost as far-fetched as the initial theories. The exploding sheep incident of 1988 became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the seemingly peaceful world of agriculture, nature had a way of throwing curveballs. Section 8. Prevention and protection lessons learned from exploding sheep. The exploding sheep of Idaho may have been a bizarre anomaly, but the incident served as a stark reminder of the importance of understanding and managing the delicate balance of nature, even within the controlled environment of a farm. The incident prompted a renewed focus on bloat prevention in livestock. Veterinarians and agricultural experts emphasized the importance of carefully monitoring sheep diets, particularly during the spring when lush pastures can contribute to gas buildup. Techniques for managing bloat, such as the use of drenching guns to administer anti-foaming agents and the strategic planting of bloat-resistant forage, became more widely adopted. Section 9. Exploding sheep in popular culture. A legacy of laughter and intrigue. The story of Idaho's exploding sheep, while rooted in the realities of agricultural science, had all the makings of a tall tale. It quickly captured the public imagination, spreading far beyond the borders of the Gem State. Late-night talk show hosts had a field day with the story, cracking jokes about mutton bombs and euphemisms for flatulence. Cartoonists couldn't resist drawing sheep with lit fuses and mushroom clouds erupting from their backsides. The incident even inspired a song, Exploding Sheep, by the British comedy band the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, cementing the exploding sheep's place in the annals of bizarre but true stories. Section 10, Beyond Idaho, Similar Incidents and Global Implications. While the 1988 Idaho incident is perhaps the most well-known case of exploding sheep, it's not the only one. Similar occurrences, though often on a smaller scale, have been reported in other parts of the world, reminding us that the potential for livestock explosions is not limited to one corner of the American West. In 2005, for example, a sheep in Romania reportedly exploded in a similar fashion, launching its internal organs several feet into the air. And in 2013, a cow in France suffered a similar fate, startling farmers and prompting a flurry of media attention. These incidents, while rare, highlight the global nature of the issue and underscore the importance of continued research and vigilance in preventing future livestock explosions. Section 11. Conclusion. A reminder of nature's unpredictable power. The tale of the exploding sheep of 1988 serves as a potent reminder of the often unpredictable nature of the world around us. It's a story that straddles the line between humor and horror, reminding us that even in the most mundane aspects of life, the potential for the unexpected lurks just beneath the surface. While we may chuckle at the image of sheep exploding like overinflated balloons, the incident also highlights the interconnectedness of life on Earth. It reminds us that even the most seemingly insignificant creatures play a role in the delicate balance of nature, and that disrupting that balance, even unintentionally, can have explosive consequences.